Welcome to the After Party Hangover. I am your host, Mangria Fueled.
What is going on, my man?
Mangria, my man, what is shaking?
Not this much.
Hands. Wild card. Wild card. Fly fast. Eat ass.
Keith Lee is my spirit animal.
It's gonna be called Turban Warfare.
My list, you know what to do. Send me in the comments. Prison style.
Andy keeps saying he wants to eat my ass. We'll grab a spoon, mate, and taste some class.
But Sam's just been hit with a spoonful of truth. Bitch.
Suck a shit, pal.
You ever fart so much in your sleep that when you wake up, your butthole is chafed?
I can see that. I can see that.
My in-laws made these tamales, and my God, I can just tell that my butthole went through some shit last night. Probably literally.
Probably literally. Yeah.
I brought this up to try on a couple days ago. I want your opinion. I need your opinion, Ceizar.
All right, what we got?
Camel toe. Is it hot or not?
Ooh. I think in the right circumstance, it's hot, which is like, nah, fuck it. It's vagina. Yeah, I'm just going ahead and say that.
But
Fuck
what about in a wrestling ring?
Oh man, it's extra hot. Just getting turned down and wrestling another lady. I mean, come on now. That's what we really want to see. We want the HLA back. That's what we want.
It's like the cherry on top of the whipped cream.
I'm saying you don't need it, but it's good to have.
Well, let me start this proper. Welcome to the After Party Hangover Christmas Eve special. I am your host, Mangria Fueled, and today, this is the show that talks about a show. Today's guest, he is featured weekly on The Hangovers with his own segment, Hail Ceizar. He is the new #decent champion. It is Julius _Ceizar. Merry Christmas Eve, my friend.
But thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Happy holidays to you as well.
How do you feel being the new decent champion? You finally were the one to take down Andy.
Man, I mean, I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I had a hot streak, had to cash in my chips. I mean, the questions was on fire. I became Eskimo Brothers with Zenga. Got a T-shirt. I was like, bruh, I gotta do it. I think I got the juice. I was on a roll. You know, when you're on a roll, you gotta cash in your chips, baby. You gotta go all in.
Well, look at Ceizar here, going all Ambrose Moxley on us. Well, hey, man, I know you mentioned last week that you gotten sick and your voice was messed up. Well, 2 days ago, it started happening to me. So today, I am officially sick. So we're both under the weather during this, so please forgive us, audience.
Hey, the show goes on. The show goes on, baby.
The show must go on, damn it. Okay, let's kick it off with SmackDown. Daniel Bryan comes out, he cuts his promo, pretty much, he's passionate. Daniel Bryan is back. He cut his hair off, he cut his beard off. Mr. Passionate DB is back. It was nice to hear him committing to his positive attitude again, giving us the nostalgia feels with his haircut and his positivity. And then Miz comes out claiming he's going to take the Universal title from Bray Wyatt. Who the fuck is he trying to kid, Ceizar?
Nobody himself. I mean, nothing.
Miz can't beat The Fiend. He can't even beat Bray Wyatt. What the fuck is he thinking?
That's what I'm saying. And wait, so the TLC match wasn't even for the title? It was just a match?
It was just a, hey, look it, Miz is going to get murdered match.
It's so fucking dumb. Like, what is the point?
Miz can't even beat the Eater of Worlds. How is he going to beat The Fiend?
That I don't know. I mean, he probably can't even eat Maurice's ass right. I mean, this fool's out here trying to get the belt. Miz, you had the belt since that horrible ass match with John Cena way back in the day. And just stay with your IC title. Go fight Shinsuke for it now for the 10th time and ruin Jericho's record or some dumb shit. But you don't deserve the strap.
I think I know what it is, Ceizar. Miz is titty milk drunk. That titty milk be fucking with his head.
They do. You know, I totally forgot that woman is pregnant again. I ain't mad at her. I couldn't stay off of her either.
Exactly.
But yeah, you can't just be hitting titty milk with your Apple Jacks in the morning and then going drunk to work. Who are you, Jimmy Uso? Get the fuck out of here.
Well, who is he? Mike Kanellis? He's fucking tapping that ass. Like, every time he gets home, he just jumps inside his wife.
I mean, I don't blame him, but come on, son. Come on, son.
No wonder his cardio's up.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, man, just humping all day.
Well, after that, Corbin comes out, and he basically just puts them both down, calling Daniel Bryan Baby Yoda, and he calls them both failures at being fathers. And Miz and Bryan look at each other and like, let's fuck this guy up. So they're about to take out Corbin when Dolph Ziggler in his trucker hat jumps in and attacks him from behind. Corbin and Dolph on top as a commercial break goes out. What did you think of this segment? Do you think Dolph Ziggler is even credible anymore as a sidekick?
I no. And how did you not see this coming? Oh, the faces are going to beat up the heel, even though they don't like each other. But this guy's such an asshole. We got to kick his ass. And then here comes old Dolphy. Yeah, Truck Dolph. Coming in here, super kicking everybody, and giving Daniel Bryan the worst end of days I've seen in my life. And now they got a match later, of course.
WWE, hashtag predictable at best.
That's what I'm saying. Put that on the shirt.
Well, they set up the main event for later in the night. It's going to be Bryan and Miz versus Dolph and Corbin. Whoop-de-doo. Heavy Machinery gets interviewed, and Otis calls Ham a mouthful of joy. I don't know if you caught that.
I did.
And then we get that super sexy Mandy Rose coming up to Otis saying, Otis, I'm your secret Santa, and gives him a ham and a kiss on the cheek. And we couldn't see it, but you know you heard that wood.
Yeah, oh yeah. And I thought I was having a good week being the champ. But now my man Otis got Mandy Rose to be nice to him, first of all. Got him a little kiss. A little good wood going out to the ring, and another ham. Yo, my man is riding high on top right now.
You could see Otis's face getting paler and paler as all the blood was rushing to his dick.
I seen it.
Well, if that wasn't extra motivation enough, they take on the Revival in a Miracle on 34th Street brawl, because that's incredibly relevant, right? Do you think anyone even knows what the fuck that is?
Nah, nope.
I think we might be the only dinosaurs that understand what that reference still is.
Yeah.
Well, they basically just have a bunch of gifts and tables and everything and food around the ring. The Revival eventually put Otis through a table on the outside, and as they were going to commercial, I believe it was Wilder who fell on the floor looking at Otis and started laughing in his face. I got a pop out of that.
Yeah, did you also see Wilder kick the ramp on his way out because he tripped over it last week?
Oh, shit, no, I didn't catch that.
Oh, watch it again. Wilder comes out and just throws a little side kick at the part of the ramp that he fell over last week, and I fucking geeked for like 5 minutes. I had to rewind the match. So I was like, I know this motherfucker did not kick the ramp. But no, he did. He did. It was hilarious.
They need to back up 4 Brinks trucks and just keep the Revival in the WWE, because if they go to AEW, that's a major loss for WWE.
Super loss. You can't afford, honestly, none of these programs at this time can afford a big loss.
You know, now
like
that you said it, there's something I did notice later on during the match, but the Revival eventually fight onto the entrance ramp. They do a bowling ball spot, and Wilder throws the ball at Tucky, but you know how that usually goes. It's supposed to hit you in the balls. This time it hit him in his left knee, which I don't know. It's probably not just as painful, but a bowling ball anywhere hurts.
Yeah, I mean, it's better, and you throw it downhill so you get like the momentum, the ball's moving faster. But yeah, hit him in the knee instead of the balls. Hopefully, when they do the ball spot, there's a cup there. It probably still hurts, but I would figure that knee would hurt probably a little bit more worse, especially if he doesn't have like knee pads on or something.
And Tucky did do a good job of selling that. But the part I was talking about earlier was they put the Christmas tree by the turnbuckle, And if you caught Wilder stomping the ramp, you must have caught this. They threw Dawson Irish whipped Wilder into the Christmas tree on accident. He acts like the Christmas tree is a porcupine, and then he does the Home Alone hand scream. Did you notice that? He put his hands on his face and did the ah!
That shit was awesome.
My God, these guys are money. What the hell is WWE thinking?
I don't even know. I actually even enjoyed the commentary because Corey Graves had me weak during this match as well. And Michael Cole obsessing about the ham until it fell on the floor. You got to think about it.
He's like, get your fingers off of that.
Yeah, he's like, I want to know if Mandy Rose can cook. Like, that shit had me weak.
Well, if the kiss and the ham didn't motivate Otis enough, Dawson gets Mandy's ham and throws it on the ground. Camera smash cuts to Otis's face. You can hear him go, Tucker! The steam coming off his fat head, and he starts fucking them both up. He throws Wilder into that empty pile of Christmas present boxes, and then he throws Dawson back into the ring, busts out a sack, and we're all trained to know that it's thumbtacks. It's going to be thumbtacks. Why would they bring thumbtacks out on a Christmas street fight? No. Possibly more painful, a bag of fucking loose Legos onto the mat.
I mean, the only thing would have been worse is if, he'd have, taken his boots off and, slammed his feet into the Legos, because that's an instant KO. Instant KO. I got to throw him on his back on top of the Legos. Fucking hilarious.
I do. I have stepped on Legos in the middle of the night before, and it's hurt my feet. Have you ever rolled over onto Legos? Because I'm not sure if that hurts more or less.
I'm not even trying to think about that shit. That's one of those choose the way you die from your boy on Instagram questions. Stepping on Legos. Over Legos.
Oh, man. Well, that was a unique spot. He slams Dawson onto those. Dawson sells it like a champ. Otis then shows off his strength as the electric chair drops and slams them both at the same time. Compactor for the win. Then Otis starts tongue fucking the ham. This was supposed to be a joke, a joke segment, not taken too serious, but all four of these guys made it one of the most must-see segments of the night. What did you think overall about this?
I thought it was a real good segment. Yeah, as a joke segment, that's usually a joke segment. But I think that they've always put great people in it, because I think the New Day did one, and they always have great tag matches. I think the Usos did one. They always have great tag matches, so it's not like two joke teams where you would get bored. It was two good teams that can at least put on a match and then add the gimmicky stuff to it, which I think it worked out well.
They did a fantastic job. After they come back from commercial break, Otis apologizes to Mandy carrying the battle-damaged ham. Mandy, feeling sorry for him, hugs him, but then she looks back and noticed that her dress was covered in Otis's sweat. Otis standing there looking like he just crumbed his pants. Do you think Mandy has the hots for Otis?
I don't know where I saw the meme, but somebody was like, if they make this Otis Mandy thing, I'm definitely into that 8 times more than Lana and Bobby Lashley, and I agree.
Oh, hell yeah. They can build off this. She could even be a valet to Heavy Machinery. But she's going to turn heel eventually. But, I mean, just for a little fun couple weeks, it would be nice to see.
Oh, yeah, it'd be great.
Because they've been doing the Twitter and the NXT, all the way since NXT, Otis has been obsessed with her. Maybe when Mandy saw Otis tongue fucking the ham, she got some ideas.
She probably did. She was like, you know what, big man can't eat. Maybe I should give him a shot at the title.
And then after Otis, she can give the rest of us mega pounders with cheese a chance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm down with that. Very crumble.
Well, after this, it cuts to the Revival bitching in the ring about being a joke gimmick. And then Elias comes in to rub salt in the wound, sings a pretty funny Christmas tune. He's still shitty on the guitar, but it was a pretty funny song, closing out with a, of course, timely Caitlyn Jenner reference.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I bet you half that audience still did not know what the fuck he was talking about, even though Caitlyn Jenner was only like 5 years ago.
I'm saying. But I think that's partly funny about Elias's gimmick, is that he's supposed to be this great musician, and he's just shitty on the guitar constantly.
Why do you think they're not letting him wrestle?
I don't know. I mean, maybe he's at the PC just training, getting ready to get back. So maybe he's like able to walk around. You just can't take bumps yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the specific injury was, but come on, Elias, get back in the ring.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the same thing with these Sheamus promos. I know I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but maybe they're just trying to make sure he's relevant, that you see him. Because they don't really have like big comebacks anymore. And honestly, they should have did all this shit at the Rumble, because that would have been like great pops.
Oh, we're gonna get a couple entrance surprises. I bet you that's when Lars makes his return, and the entire Steel Real Army is gonna pop like they never popped before.
You know that's right, baby.
Well, they do another segment backstage with Sammy approaching Braun, saying that he's his Secret Santa. Braun wants for Christmas is a shot at Shinsuke's Intercontinental Championship. Braun asks for it. Sammy makes a bunch of excuses. They back off. Are you interested in seeing Nakamura job out to Braun, or do you want to see Braun lose yet again?
I'm over Braun. I was never really fully committed to Braun. Because, I mean, my thing was, he's a big guy, he's great. But he only seemed to have great matches with big guys. And now everybody is kind of like medium-sized, you know? So there's not that many big guys that he can have great matches with. That's not his fault. But I figure Sammy will figure out a way to cheat, to have Nakamura keep the title or whatever.
WWE has mistreated Braun and Nakamura so much that I don't want to see Nakamura versus Braun in WWE. I want to see Nakamura versus Braun in New Japan.
I can see, yeah, there we go. Now we're talking.
They would put on a hell of a fucking match. This American monster Bigfoot versus their real rock star in Japan. They would make a badass match.
Yeah, now see that I could get behind. But yeah, like the way WWE limits like what motherfuckers can do. I'm really just I wouldn't care.
Well, after this, we get Carmella taking on Sonya Deville. And do you think Graves strokes it when Carmella's wrestling?
I mean, I would. I couldn't finish, but the match was in 2.5 minutes, and I barely got warmed up. So,
it was a very quick match. Carmella eventually hits the flatliner and the Code of Silence for the win. Very quick match. What the hell is up with Sonya? Why are they treating her like this?
And then how you gonna promote the bitch to Total Divas? That's usually what you give the girls who are gonna be on a run. And I get it, Carmella's up there, and then she got in the heat with Graves, but she won the Battle Royal. She ain't really done nothing. And now I guess you want to give her some wins because, I guess she's got that old NXT friendship with Bayley, and that was well documented on social media. But now Bayley's with Sasha, and she's heel. Are they trying to set some Carmella Bayley thing up a new?
Speaking of Total Divas, they're letting Sonya let that muff-eating flag fly. They're promoting her and pushing her big time as being the first lesbian. It's even in her entrance. They had the facts on the side. I guess since she hasn't won anything, they had her. Oh, Sonya's the first lesbo wrestler in WWE. They're touting all of this, championing it for her, and she's losing left and right. I don't know. I'm surprised the LGBTQABZ community isn't up in arms over how they're treating her.
That's what I'm saying. I don't get it how I get it, they're heels, and heels are never supposed to win. I guess I'm doing air quotes when I say win. Shout out to Zanger because he did that.
Well, you have to tell the people. So you got to tell them.
You got to tell them. But I mean, when you're promoting somebody, if they happen to tune in and see this person, they're like, well, this person's all over my Instagram feed. This person's all over this. This person's in this magazine. Why are they getting the shit kicked out of them in 4 minutes? Do they suck as a wrestler and this is just what they do? They just take pictures and be on TV shows. Like, I don't get it. Like, that's what I would be like. Like, if you want to get new people to watch and you try to link them to somebody, why have these people lose all the time?
I bet you if they had this storyline in the 90s Attitude Era, they'd make her cut her hair to like a butch hairdo and put her in flannel and have her wrestle as the like trucker dyke.
That's fucking hilarious.
After this, Carmella makes her way up to the ramp as New Day come out, and they do a pretty entertaining double Dutch air jump rope thing with Carmella. I thought that was pretty entertaining, and they come back from commercial, and Sheamus is basically talking more shit about how this generation of superstars on SmackDown are all soft and small. What do you do? You dig his retro look, or do you think he should have kept the hawk?
No. I like the retro look. I like kind of like this new serious Sheamus, because I feel like that's old Sheamus. You know, when he first came out, he's beating bitches up, and he won the title. Like, that's the kind of... I like the version of Sheamus. Plus, with like Rusev kind of going face, they need that type of guy. That big guy can just come out there and just whoop ass. Because, I mean, let's be honest, Drew McIntyre should be that guy, but it seems like he just can't get it quite right.
Does Sheamus keep his new theme, or does Sheamus go back to the Jack Black sounding theme he had when he first came?
Ooh, that's a very good question. I kind of like them both. I would say let him choose.
I would say, how about scrap them both and come up with something better?
No, something new. So like another. All right, yeah, that works too.
Cesaro.
They're giving everybody else new songs when they're reinventing them. So.
Speaking of new, I don't know if you caught this, but Cesaro, they added new graphics to his entrance, and it looked kind of badass.
Oh no, I missed that.
Yeah, it was like Matrix like green numbers all over the place. I thought it was pretty sweet.
Nice.
Of course, during this match, it wasn't it Cesaro and Nakamura versus Kofi and Big E. You know Big E's the standout, of course. The first 3 quarters of this match, Big E was a star like usual. I'm not sure why I didn't take that many notes during this match. Was it not that great?
I think it was just an average okay match. Did you hear Graves when they were doing the double dutch thing? Did you hear Graves say, "This is how many of my nightmares start"?
No, I didn't catch that.
Oh my God, you gotta go back. All right, he says it. All right, first of all, he says it like I think when they're doing the double dutch thing, because that was like improv. Because if you notice, Kofi has to put down the plate of pancakes.
Yeah.
Like, Big E had started, like, doing the jump rope thing already, but he was like, oh, shit. So he had to put down the pancakes and realize what he was doing.
I love...
Graves actually says, he goes, Graves, he's like, Cole, this is how most of my nightmares start. He's like, Camilla with the New Day? And I was like, I don't know where he's going with this, but I'm fucking weak.
Oh, man. See, I love how you catch stuff that I miss and I catch stuff that you miss, because I did not catch that. That's hella funny.
Yeah, Graves cracks me up, dude. I'm really intent on listening to Graves when people come out, because that's when he usually says his funniest shit.
He says his funniest shit, and sometimes it's inside jokes and stuff, but, I mean, you listen to his podcast, and he still continues to rag on the New Day, but he does praise them a lot, too.
Yeah.
Well, during this match, I didn't take much notes, so hopefully nothing else exciting happened. I just put that Kofi wins with a really bizarre roll up on Cesaro, like his legs were all over the place, but New Day does get the win. Here comes Cesaro, Nakamura, and Sammy. They just start jumping the New Day, and who comes out to help? Old Secret Santa Braun comes out to save the day, and you know this obvious WWE booking. Guess what's gonna happen next week?
Yep, you know it.
6-man tag.
Yep.
Braun Strowman's going to be the Woods of the group. He's going to come out playing a trombone and shit.
That would be awesome. So what do you feel about Sammy being a manager?
I love it. Sammy is a fantastic wrestler. Sammy can talk. He can wrestle. I guess the only problem with him that they have is that he's too small. If he put on 10 pounds or 20 pounds of muscle, he might be the next big thing. But you know how Vince is. Sammy is the darling of the indies, so he's just going to be treated as the mouthpiece to whoever can't talk.
Yeah. I will say Kofi and Cesaro had a great segment in the match where Kofi was hitting all of his high spots. Like he hit that stomp, and he hit like a thing off the jump, and it was really going. And then he went for the Trouble in Paradise, and Cesaro picked him up and then gave him that fucking uppercut.
Oh yeah, yep, I remember that.
And I was like, damn, these motherfuckers can go. I was like, both of these motherfuckers can go.
You know, Kofi and Cesaro have been wrestling each other for years, and that's how they have that incredible chemistry together.
Yeah, and then even how Kofi went for something else, like another Hurricane Rana, and the way Cesaro rolled him up, and then he kicked out, and then he turned that into the spin.
Yep.
And I was just like, man, these motherfuckers are really putting shit together. I wouldn't have, I guess, they didn't know about each other because they got the chemistry, but I really enjoyed when they were wrestling. I was paying more attention than when anybody else was in the ring.
Yeah, their chemistry is incredible. It's a damn shame that Cesaro didn't get a title shot in his, earlier in his career like Kofi has recently. Maybe, I don't know, maybe he wins the Rumble. I've seen stranger things happen. We'll see. Sure. But up next...
That would be a great World Heavyweight match if, let's say, Kofi could win it again.
Oh, yeah.
With Cesaro being ruled, that would be a great pay-per-view match, I think, would be. Because Cesaro performs at pay-per-views.
Kofi,
he's
Kofi versus Cesaro has SummerSlam written all over it.
Yeah. So, damn, that'd be tough. That'd be real tough.
We go to Miz and Daniel Bryan backstage. Miz thanks Daniel Bryan for the help at TLC, and Daniel Bryan's like, I didn't do that for you. I did that for me.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I don't like you. You know that, right? Well, I don't like you the more. I don't like you the most. It was a pretty entertaining back and forth between the two.
Yeah, great stuff. I did see somebody did a 10-year challenge, because I guess 10 years ago, that's when Bryan entered NXT.
That's right.
So they're like, don't like each other then, don't like each other now. It was start of the decade, end of the decade.
We'll talk about long-term storytelling, huh?
Right, and then I like how they're both faces and they still hate each other.
it's that
at the root of their relationship. They're both faces. They both hate other people that they got to fight, and they still hate each other.
Speaking of 10 years ago, how much do you think Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson hated that Miz was supposed to be his fucking mentor when the Dragon, Bryan Danielson, could wrestle circles around Miz all day, every day, even back then?
I'd have been pissed. I'd have been like, what? This MTV motherfucker supposed to train me on how to wrestle? Get the fuck to the top of the heap. MTV? I'd have been pissed.
The only upper hand that Miz had over Daniel Bryan 10 years ago, maybe, was promo skills. Other than that, Daniel Bryan was the shit.
Yeah, it was mic skills. That's all it was. Miz always had that presence and mic skills, and he could always get a reaction, how he wanted.
Yeah.
Out of the crowd. But yeah, that was it. His wrestling has finally come along. But yeah, Daniel Bryan fucking wrestled circles, squares, triangles, all the fucking rainbows in the fucking Fruity Pebble shit. Come on, man.
Well, up next, we get Sasha Banks escorting Bayley to the ring as we get Dana Brooke versus the SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley in a non-title match. Apparently, Batista's dick is magic because it not only made Dana relevant again, but she's getting opportunities.
There we go. It's Batista's dick, man. It's a mythical dragon. I mean, that shit's a better rocket ship than the Edge and Christian podcast. If you ever listen to that, everybody they talk to fucking won gold 2 months later.
Batista's dick is thick as a redwood and shoots magic.
Seen it. Well, I haven't. I'm guessing it would.
Hey, if you do seen it, you best be telling the group what it looks like. Well, apparently, like I said, it shoots magic because Dana now can hit a decent senton bomb. I don't know if you caught that.
Yeah, I saw it.
She can do a Batista bomb, not as great, but I mean, Dana's evolving very quickly, and she's getting pushed, which I like. Of course, Bailey eventually hits her with her weird new finisher. Did you catch that? Like, Bailey, this is the second week in a row where she like wraps the arm up around her leg and then does like a. It almost looks like Charlotte's. What is that?
Natural selection.
Yes. It looks like a natural selection, but with an arm wrapped up in it.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get what's not wrong with the Bailey to belly. I mean, just because she's not a good guy anymore doesn't mean that bitch ain't still got the hugging powers of, I don't know, anybody else. I mean, that's what she did.
Well, people.
Her arms are so strong. Why not still use it?
Well, people were bitching that the Bailey to belly wasn't devastating at all, but look at this new one. This is even worse.
Yeah, super light. I was like, what? And every time I see it, I'm just like, man, that looks off.
Well, Bailey and Sasha, for some reason, start mean girling Dana Brooke in the middle of the ring. And here comes the savior, Lacey Evans. That hot piece of ass gets in there, scares them off, and cuts a promo challenging Sasha Banks. If you want to be a real lady, you come in here and get your ass kicked. So they come back from commercial. It was a pretty decent match. Sasha dominated most of it. Lacey Evans eventually kicks Sasha out of the ring. The fight continues. Sasha Banks beats up Lacey in front of her daughter and kind of gets in Lacey's daughter's face. And Lacey's daughter like takes a swing at her and goes, grrr. Yeah. That little girl's a tough little shit, man.
Oh, that's a tough little shit. You are correct, sir. I love the way Sasha always seems to piss off little kids in the crowd at the best moments, man. At like the best moments. Like I thought the ending was, whatever. They're gonna set it up for a tag match or whatever. But that was a great setup. Yeah, why not beat you up in front of your kids? Well, I never get tired of it.
Well, hey, man, they're bringing in all these wrestlers' kids. They're bringing in Dominic. They brought in Nicholas at WrestleMania. Why are they discriminating against women? Why not have Lacey's daughter take on Sasha? Why not? Book it.
I'll book it. Yeah, book it.
Come on, Jake.
They're both the same height. Book that shit.
Dana, why did Dana? Okay, that pissed Lacey off. Understandably, Lacey jumps, Sasha beats the shit out of her, and then Dana pulls her off. Why did she pull her off?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. They gotta end it the way they gotta end it so that there's no real winner.
And it's ultimately going to lead to a tag match anyway.
Yeah, it's probably lead to they can't have it at the Rumble because they'll be in the Rumble, but it'll lead to a tag match run by. January, right before the Rumble or some shit.
Well, we make it to the main event. Daniel Bryan and The Miz versus King Corbin and Dolph Ziggler. This match started out hot. It started out with something we've been waiting to see for, like we said, 10 years. We get The Miz, we get Daniel Bryan, double yes kicks onto Corbin and Ziggler. The audience was going crazy. Everyone was saying yes, yes, yes. What did you think about this part?
I thought it was great the way they set it up, too, because it was like the quick, why did you hit me tag?
Yeah.
And they were setting it up at first, and I was like, all right, they're still going to have a little animosity, but they're whooping ass. And then, Daniel Bryan started kicking him, and then Miz is like, nah, bitch, I'm going to show you how to do your shit. And then he starts kicking him. And then, of course, Corbin or Dolph run over, and then they set it up where both of them. So I thought it was real good. And a real good way to start off the match. I thought that was probably the best way to start it off.
I love their odd couple chemistry because odd couple chemistries of the past, like your Rock and Sock connections, it was Mick Foley like begging to be a part of the Rock's. He wanted to be his friend. And then we have Booker T and Goldie. Goldie wanted to be Booker T's friend. But this one, these two are both good. They don't want to be each other's friends. It's just the enemy of my enemy is my friend is their chemistry.
Which works for Daniel Bryan and Kane.
Yes.
They both didn't like each other.
Maybe it's just Daniel Bryan.
maybe he's just a dick in real life.
Well, I've heard vegans are dicks, so I believe that 100%.
All right, must be true.
Well, for a regular match with no stakes, I appreciate the crowd being as into this match as they were. They were popping big time. Miz and Daniel Bryan working well together. Miz eventually locks in the figure four for the win over Ziggler. Then they announced the triple threat match next week on SmackDown. It'll be Daniel Bryan versus The Miz versus King Corbin for the opportunity to get murdered by The Fiend.
No, you know it.
Well, the lights start to shut off individually as SmackDown goes off the air, and of course, us viewers, we don't know what happened. However, the great Gretzky 99 was in attendance, my friend. He was there for a SmackDown, and he told us that after SmackDown Live or SmackDown went off the air, The Fiend attacked Ziggler, Miz, and Corbin. And he said that Bryan was out of sight. Bryan was still there, but he was like off to the side, like I guess hiding or something. But Miz, Corbin, and Ziggler were the next victims of The Fiend. Gotta love that.
Which is weird because I think he would attack Bryan, Miz, and Corbin. But I mean, I still respect it.
Hey, it's fresh that he's attacking a heel for once.
Right, yeah.
Well, let's move on to the shit show called Monday Night Raw. Last night, we get Kevin Owens coming out, kicking things off, as Mojo Rawley, the person no one wants, interrupts him with a new theme song, by the way, which is, I mean, it's not great, but it's way better than his last theme song.
True.
Did you catch this? As he was coming out and cutting a promo on Kevin, it sounded like the audio was altered to make, I don't know, his promo shorter or something, but if you go back and catch it, the audio was very strange during Mojo's promo because KO just like cut him off and said, "All right, let's fight."
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't really catch that because Mojo was talking, so I wasn't invested.
Well, I understand. We get a no DQ match between the two, and Kevin Owens introduces the weapons first. However, Mojo is the first to use them. It was mainly chairs. Mojo and Kevin Owens struggle to put each other through those 4 chairs. Mojo eventually throws Kevin Owens through the 4 chairs. Kevin Owens eventually regains his composure, sets up a table, hits his KO stunner, and a pop-up powerbomb to Mojo through the table for the win. Did you like this match, or did you think that you could skip it? If we're talking to someone who hasn't watched Raw, would you recommend watching this, or would you say, you know what, fast forward?
I mean, you can watch it if you just want, a quick gimmick match. Because I don't think the match was that long.
It wasn't that long, and it was a soft opening for me. Like, it was just like, okay, Mojo loses again. What else is new?
So, about the promo thing, I thought that was weird because, like, Kevin Owens come out and saying he has a promo, then he has a DQ match. Mojo should have just came out and fought him.
Yeah,
like,
really.
Mojo did. It was kind of like he recapped everything Kevin Owens said, because I remember Kevin Owens was like, yeah, I just said that.
Yeah, this Raw was heavy on recaps. I'm guessing because they didn't have much for Raw. I feel sorry for the audience that had to sit through back-to-back Raws, by the way. This is the same audience from last week. They filmed 2 Raws.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
I have to give everybody time off for Christmas. Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
Well, anyway, KO gets back to the original promo he was cutting before Mojo interrupted him, saying, I got a lot of fight left, and Seth and AOP, you're going to beat my ass anyway, so let's just get this done. And then he wiped blood on his cheeks. Where the fuck did that come from?
Yeah, I don't know. I also thought this shit was weird. He's just like, yeah, you're going to come out and beat my ass, so I ain't leaving until you come out and beat my ass.
Well, I mean, like, the blood. Like, did he get it from Mojo's tampon? Like, who the fuck was bleeding?
Yeah. I mean, it had to be, because Mojo went through the table. I didn't see anywhere else Kevin Owens could get cut.
that was very strange. Eventually, Seth and AOP come out. Seth offers a handshake saying, hey, man, it's fine. Let's just forget about this. It's fine. And gets super kicked for his trouble. Seth and AOP beat down Kevin Owens. Super predictable. And that whole part didn't matter. This part matters right here, and it will come up later. Samoa Joe, then, they ask, King and Big Dick Vic ask Samoa Joe, what are your thoughts on this? And Samoa Joe very seriously says, these guys are a threat. Their locker room needs to take them serious. They've been called out. Seth and the AOP want you to step your game up, or you're going to have to answer to them. This is a very serious threat. And he was doing a good job. He put them over big time.
Yeah. But then he did also bash them as well later. Because I remember he said I would call these guys savages, but that's an insult to savages everywhere.
Well,
he also said, he's like, I know men like this. I come from an island with men like this. These two are just thugs. They're not grown men. They're not big. They're not a bad man. Like my father was a bad man. I am a bad man. These two are just thugs. So he did say that also. But he did say that, yeah, you have to take them serious, though.
Samoa Joe's commentary chops are fucking flawless. He might have had a couple slip-ups last week, but he was on fire this entire show.
Oh, yeah.
And this was foreshadowing to what happens later on tonight. I won't say it yet, but I loved it. Up next, we get a reoccurring segment throughout the whole night. I want to know what your thoughts are on this. I'll give you mine. Throughout the night, we get R-Truth in Times Square having a skit with Tozawa and the referee over the 24/7 championship. Tozawa pins Truth, wins the title, and runs off. What are your thoughts on this inserted Christmas segment?
To me right now, R-Truth can do no wrong. He's the entertaining part of Raw. You know, he's there to honestly lift your spirits because you probably watched something terrible or somebody cut a bad promo. So you knew to do stupid shit. And as the city's big as New York, you knew it was going to take all show for them to finally get back around. And, you know, the shit with Santa and whatnot, because why not? It's Christmas.
Well, I gotta
don't mind R-Truth.
I gotta say the first segment, this one, and the closing one, I was a big fan of. The in-between stuff was kind of ridiculous, but I mean, you know, to each his own, it's fine.
Yeah, that's okay. I never take R-Truth too seriously.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do when he comes, like, to the ring and they're having a match, then I'll watch, like, you know, all right, this is an R-Truth match. But when he's outside the ring, I'm there just for the laughs.
I guess the biggest part out of this whole segment was that the 24/7 title is finally being featured again.
Yeah.
And then R-Truth's comedy chops, of course.
Of course.
Well, after this, here we go again. Bobby Lashley and Lana come out. We got this impromptu match of Bobby Lashley versus Cedric Alexander. This match was whatever. I mean, these two can go. Cedric was very impressive. However, there was a very weird spot. I don't know if you caught this. I thought I was seeing things. I had to rewind it. There was a weird spot in the corner where Lashley had Cedric and he was like pounding on him, but Lashley raised his fist and Cedric like flinched hardcore and Lashley didn't even hit him. Did you catch that?
No, I missed that one.
I fucking popped because I thought that he messed up or something. I don't know if that was on purpose or accident. I just thought that was funny.
Oh, shit. Yeah, let me go back and rewatch that.
Cedric, he eventually does get the upper hand when Lana grabbed the mic and suggested a Greco-Roman wrestling match instead because Lana doesn't want Lashley to have a black eye or swollen face during their wedding next week. Jerry the King Lawler finally had something funny to say because he had been spouting out some shitty jokes up until now. He said, "I've had 3 weddings and no anniversaries." I thought that was pretty funny because they were asking for wedding advice and he dropped that little gem there.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Lashley dominates the second half of the match, eventually, you know, just throwing Cedric around. But his mistake was posing and blowing kisses to Lana because Cedric takes advantage of that. And but of course, ultimately Lashley hits the body cutter, which is impressive, and spears the shit out of Cedric Alexander for the win. Are the 205 Live guys just jobbers now?
Looks like it. I mean, if they're not wrestling on NXT for the 205 title, and looks like they're just getting jobbed out on whatever show they're on.
It's just
I was actually impressed that Bobby was selling so hard for Cedric.
oh yeah,
At first it seemed like when he punched him and stuff, it seemed like he didn't have any phase. And I guess when he did like the high flying moves that he's known for, like Bobby was like falling out of the ring and falling down and staying down and taking the bumps and stuff. I was kind of like, oh shit, all right, Bobby. I mean, you're supposed to be almighty, but then here you are getting beat up by a guy who's like 100 pounds lighter than you.
well, not to mention Cedric is selling the shit out of all of his moves. When Bobby hit that spear, fucking Cedric did like 8 backflips and then fell on the floor.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was like, damn. I was like, yo. I mean, it's always great when those guys can do like that off momentum, because it makes the power guys look way stronger. I always like that extra effort that they give.
Well, Seth and AOP were interviewed backstage after this by Charlie, and Charlie asked, "Why are you being so aggressive to the backstage talent of Raw?" And Seth explains, "I was out there to shake his hand. He rejected it, so why don't you talk to Kevin Owens why he's being such a dick," basically.
Yeah.
Which is understandable. But then they smash cut to Tozawa running around in New York from R-Truth, of course. I guess R-Truth knows Japanese. Did you?
That's what I'm talking about, man. Like that thing seemed pretty dumb. But then R-Truth is like, what do you mean it's my fault? I was like, bruh, this man doesn't know this belt says 24/7, but he can speak fluent Japanese and understand. I was like, get the fuck out of here. See, that's the nuances I like about R-Truth.
I skipped over this. I should have mentioned this, but the first skit was R-Truth saying that he was supposed to be with The Rock as he lit the tree, and he grabbed some like audience, some crowd member and said, "Hey, do you know where this is?" And the crowd member goes, "Well, first of all, this is all in Japanese." So it kind of foreshadowed R-Truth knowing Japanese later on.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he got an invitation written in Japanese to like the Dwayne Johnson tree or some shit like that. And he reads it. He can read perfect Japanese and speak or understand really Japanese, but can't because he introduced himself to the guy. He's like, hey, he's like 48-7 champ. Can you tell me where this is?
Yeah. Goddamn, Truth is great. Well, after this,
I'm telling you, man.
We got the most obvious match outcome of the entire week, maybe the entire month. Drew McIntyre versus Zack Ryder.
Yep.
Of course, Drew destroys Ryder. Drew,
Easy.
He wins with the winning move from the finishing move Krumoff's, the Claymore kick. He took out Hawkins and Ryder. He cuts a promo basically saying 2020 belongs to Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Why is that? Because of the way they've been booking him?
Yeah, I just don't see it.
It's basically Drew McIntyre seems like he's the break glass in case of emergency guy. Like in case your main guys get injured, they're like, okay, Drew, you can get your chance. But until everyone gets injured, he's gonna remain where he is.
Yeah, he's like right there on the outside, and they're like, oh shit, there's Drew. Throw him in there. Yeah. Never mind. These guys came back with ice from the party. Get the fuck out. There's too many people in here.
Wait, Lesnar wants to show up one more time. Get out of here, Drew.
Come on, Drew. Hey, we got a match for you just for tonight, though. I don't give a fuck. Go on vacation. I don't need your bitch ass.
This was kind of entertaining. Becky Lynch comes out and basically calls out Asuka. She's over here trying to cut an edgy promo like, well, the back doesn't want me to say this and I'm not supposed to say this. I'm going to, screw the company. She's trying to be edgy. She calls out Asuka. Asuka comes out with Kyrie. I noticed when Asuka speaks and she's all excited, she sounds like a kid all jacked up on Mountain Dew. The most surprising part of this promo was, Becky was waiting for an answer. And after Asuka spouted all that Japanese stuff, Becky spoke Japanese. There's a theme here. Truth knows Japanese. Becky knows Japanese. Asuka's speaking Japanese. What the hell's going on here?
I don't know what the fuck was going on, but yeah, everybody had a fucking Learn Japanese for Dummies book in the back. And, everybody's just spouting off some shit. And here's the thing, though. I like this idea where they're going, but they're going to give Becky the win, and I don't like that.
Yeah, because they're going to... You know how they book Asuka. Poor Asuka. Last year at the Royal Rumble, she made Becky Lynch tap out, which was completely overlooked because Becky main evented WrestleMania ultimately. This match with Asuka versus Becky should be a barn burner, but like you said, Becky's going to get her receipt, as she calls it, and she's going to go over Asuka, which is a damn shame.
Right, because see, I kind of like that, certain old school rivalries had that. Like, look, The Rock didn't get his WrestleMania receipt till the end of Stone Cold's career.
Yep.
Not that he never beat him here or there, but he didn't get that till the end. Like, sometimes there's gotta be a guy, no matter what the circumstances are, you just can't get past. And then you finally just get one. So, in the overall scope, it was 2-1, but he got his one. That's all he needed.
I don't know.
So I would like for Asuka to win, but I don't want her to win the title. But, that's what it is, so.
I don't know if I'm the minority in this thought, but when Asuka lost to Charlotte at WrestleMania, I was very disappointed. I wanted Asuka to establish dominance like no other Japanese star has established in WWE. Charlotte is the greatest of all time. I will give everybody that. But give Asuka a decent run before you bury the fuck out of her.
All right, was the title on the line?
Yes, it was Asuka versus Charlotte for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
Well, I don't think I was mad at that because the match was actually great. It was a surprising thing for me because I really thought Asuka was going to win.
Well, not only that, Charlotte made her tap out.
Yeah, it wasn't. That's what it was. Charlotte made her tap out. My shit I was mad about is at the Rumble, she beat Becky for the title, and then lost that shit on a SmackDown, 2 months later to Charlotte.
Yes. Yep.
To set up this three-way for WrestleMania, that was some baby back bullshit.
Oh yeah.
That was what I was pissed about it. I wasn't mad that she lost. Because I get it, they don't want to have that super undefeated streak go on forever. Sometimes you just got to take an L. All right? And you can explain it many different ways. Oh, it was like WrestleMania. She wasn't ready. Charlotte's already had 2 before. Whatever. Charlotte's back on this undefeated pay-per-view streak. Whatever. Whatever. You can explain it many different ways. That was fine. It could have gone either way for me, and I would have been happy about the first one. But the second one, that was some bullshit. That's what I thought was some bullshit.
Well, back to the segment. It's still unclear if the challenge was accepted. They both spoke Japanese to each other, but nobody knows what the fuck they said. So was the challenge accepted or not?
I don't know. Big Dick Vic was screaming something, but it was going to commercial. he was like, "Oh no, women's championship, Becky, Asuka, is it going to happen?" And then it went to commercial.
We can pretty much guarantee though that's going to be a Royal Rumble rematch.
Right, which is also good and bad because you got tag team titles that, if you want to make them relevant and keep trying to make them relevant, should be on the line at a major 4 pay-per-view. But you got one half of the team fighting for the women's championship. What the fuck's going on?
I know I said at the beginning of this that Raw was a dog shit show, but this upcoming segment was actually entertaining as well. It was a anything you can do, I can do better match. Aleister Black fought a jobber. Very quick matchup. On his way out, Buddy Murphy's music hits. Mad dogs him on the way to the ring. Buddy Murphy kept looking at Aleister during the match because he did the lifting up with the foot. And Buddy Murphy also defeated his jobber very quickly. Then Aleister comes to the ring for some reason and reaches his hand out. Why was he going to shake his hand? Was it because of the match last week? because Buddy was acting like a dick on the way to the ring and like rubbing Alistair's face and using his moves and shit. Why was Alistair gonna shake his hand?
I have no idea. And then they already promoted that those two guys have a match next week. So they're really just fighting jobbers in between the week. Because they're already going to fight on Raw. They promoted that, I think, during Alistair's match. Or when Buddy was coming out. They said that. So I guess he's just trying to be like, oh, we had such a great TLC match. Like, damn near match of the night.
Hey, I don't want no friendly Aleister Black. I don't want no fucking rainbows and sunshine. I got respect for everybody Aleister Black. I want the Satan-worshipping, Undertaker-mirroring, head-kicking-offing Aleister Black. No more handshakes.
You damn right.
Yeah, like you said, next week, the rematch was announced. It's going to be fire. We get
that's right.
Rey Mysterio backstage interview basically saying that this match against Seth will never be fair because Seth has backup, Seth has the AOP, but it's a first time ever match. He wishes it would have been fair, and he's actually foreshadowing what does happen later on in the night. But we get Ricochet versus Tony Nese, another 205 Live jobber. This was a good match. Ricochet versus Tony Nese was very impressive. They both brought it big time. We forget how good Tony Nese is, but they put on a very good match.
Wish it could have been maybe 3-4 more minutes longer. I felt like it was a really good match, and it was just starting to get cooking. And then Ricochet hits the recoil, and then it's over.
He does the ripcord, then the recoil for the win. For these no-stakes matches, they're not doing too bad.
No, very entertaining, good stuff. But like I said, I wish that match was a little bit longer. Would have been fine for me if that match was longer.
Then we get Tozawa and Truth segment again. Tozawa hiding behind a Christmas tree. Truth and the ref are looking for Tozawa. Truth was about to go off in a different direction, and then fucking Tozawa gets out from under the tree and runs. Why didn't he just stay there and wait for them to leave?
I don't know, man. It's just dumb. You know what I do like about these, though? The refs are really super impartial. That ref came there with Tozawa, with, knowing he's going to jump Truth to steal the title. And then what's the ref do? He doesn't run away with the guy who brought him there. No, he sticks around with Truth to help him find Tozawa, just in case he wants to roll his dumb ass up and win the title back. That's the shit that really gets
with no coat. With no coat. It's freezing. It's snowing. No fucking coat. Ref with his hard-ass nipples. Pinning for counting the 3 count with no fucking coat. I felt bad for that dude.
I didn't feel bad for him. You know why? You white people don't get cold. I'm saying. White people don't get cold. Y'all motherfuckers be having shorts on in the middle of goddamn February and shit. And fucking t-shirts. Yeah, our Truth, fucking jacket, scarf. Tozawa, jacket, scarf. Ref.
I gotta say, as a mega pounder with cheese, I got tons of insulation, so I don't really get cold. But you're right, white people, they don't really get cold at all.
Look, I'm fat guy myself. I don't really get cold. I run hot. That motherfucker runs like $180. He's a ref. He should be cold.
Well, up next, we get a debuting Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green debuts on Monday Night Raw. She's from NXT, taking on Charlotte Flair. I really like Chelsea Green's look. She has the look. She has the swagger. I mean, again, it was a no-stakes match. But what Chelsea Green did with this no-stakes match spoke novels about what she can do in the future.
Yeah, really, I really like her. But I mean, come on, it's Charlotte. She could wrestle a fucking stink, and it'd probably be fucking at least 3 stars. Charlotte's legit. She made her look legit. I like the way they kind of hyped it up, they're kind of the same height.
Yeah.
And Chelsea Green is an unknown to Charlotte, so she might have some trouble in the beginning, which, looked like it did after, And I like the way they kind of played off that. I thought they mentioned it a little bit too much, but at least they said it. And she is very tall and whatever. And I thought it was a really good match.
The only move that stood out did not come from Charlotte. It came from Chelsea, where Chelsea was in the corner with Charlotte. Chelsea got her on her knees, did like a surfboard stretch with her arms, and then with her foot stomped Charlotte's face into the turnbuckle.
Yeah.
That was impressive. Other than that, The only other noticeable thing about this match was the commentators kept stepping all over King's shitty jokes.
Yeah.
Like, King tried to say, oh, I tried to give her a mistletoe or some bullshit, and the commentators just kept stepping all over his joke. I thought that was funny.
Yeah. That's what they need to do. Just keep that shit moving.
Speaking of keeping it moving, we get another Tozawa and R-Truth segment after this match. This time, they run into Santa. Santa basically tells them, hey, it's Christmas. You guys need to be kind to each other. Come on now. I have gifts for you. And, Truth, your gift is over there on the sleigh. Tozawa, look what I got for you. Tozawa gets hit with the sack. Santa Claus wins the 24/7 championship.
Yeah, see, Tozawa should have thought it coming. It ain't Christmas yet, bro. It's fucking Monday. Yeah, see? Damn foreigners, they don't know. Fucking it up. Fucking up. Exactly. I'd have been like, it ain't Christmas, bitch. It's the 23rd. Then I would have kicked his ass and ran off.
You know what? This segment lacked Japanese speak. If there was some Japanese speak, I think Tozawa would have had the advantage.
He would have. He'd have kicked that motherfucker. He'd have ran away.
Everybody was kung fu. No. After this, we get another installment, a Liv Morgan video. She's leaning more towards the Emelina gimmick, and that's kind of making me nervous.
Yeah. But she's looking hot, though.
Oh, she's looking smoking hot. She was saying a bunch of nonsense like, everybody used to tell me what to do, but now I'm in charge. I'm going to be in charge. It's like, all right, bitch.
Everybody's going to tell you what to do, you stupid bitch. Because if you come out with hot garbage and they boo your dumb ass, you're going to get rid of this gimmick. So everybody's going to tell your dumb ass what to do.
Exactly. Well, after this video segment, we get Randy Orton and the Viking Raiders versus the OC. This match was okay. I believe it led the top of the 10 o'clock hour. Some interesting stuff I wrote about this was during the match. It's a very throwaway couple seconds, but AJ Styles was beating down one of the Viking Raiders, and AJ Styles kind of got close to Randy Orton, and Randy Orton leaned over and tried the too sweet AJ. Did you see that?
Yeah, and AJ almost fell for it. He almost fell for it. Like, what the fuck?
Randy Orton's the greatest, man. I can't wait till he gets to the point where he's dad bod Orton like Jericho.
Then you gotta give him the strap.
Exactly. The OC were basically dominating the Viking Raiders at the beginning of this match, beating the shit out of them. Orton eventually does get the hot tag. He throws Gallows over the top rope, trying to set him up for that DDT, but instead does a funny poke to the eye to Gallows. Gallows maintains his composure, tosses Orton over the top rope. This is where Orton tweaks his knee, and that was the beginning of the knee punishment. Orton gets dominated by all three of the OC. Orton eventually hits a hot tag to the Viking Raiders. Viking Raiders get the upper hand. For some reason, Orton blind tags himself in. He tags Eric. Orton to Anderson hits the RKO. AJ hits the phenomenal forearm for the win. What did you think of this match overall? I didn't think it added too much to the show. It was basically Orton being Orton at his best. What did you think?
I thought it was just a match. It was a good 6-man tag match. I mean, everybody got their shit off. Both teams look great. I guess it's because they have nothing to do with the Viking Raiders, which is sad because they're your tag team champs.
Well, you know what's weird is we're used to seeing the Viking Raiders win everything, and they aren't winning lately. I believe isn't this their second loss in the back-to-back?
Yeah, third loss overall, and the only team that has ever beaten them is the OC.
This has got to be setting up a pre-show tag title match at the Royal Rumble, at least.
At least.
Well, after this, we get Santa running from Tozawa and R-Truth, trying to keep his 24/7 title. So Santa's bright idea is, hey, let me get in a horse carriage and take off in a speedy getaway. R-Truth and Tozawa get their own horse carriage. They were both side by side going about maybe 1 mile an hour to the point where you could walk and catch up to them. I thought that was pretty funny comedy bit right there. Eventually, Santa gets away. Truth and Tozawa chasing after him.
Yeah, like I said, Truth is just in it for the laughs. Another filler, a couple minutes of filler. See, but like honestly, if we're thinking about it, you didn't need like 6 segments of this.
Exactly.
Maybe just needed 3. And certain matches like Ricochet and Tony Nese could have had more time. Maybe Charlotte could have. Yeah, that match could have had more time.
Well, like I said at the beginning, this show was full of. They recapped last week's Raw at least 3 times, and they had about 6 of these Tozawa R2 segments. That's why I'm thinking maybe they didn't have much for this Raw. This Raw overall wasn't terrible. It's just you could tell they were short on material.
Right, and that's fine. You can be short on material, just have longer matches. Like, I wouldn't have been mad. You got 2 studs in there, like Ricochet and Tony Nese. You can have a match. You can do the match. Like, Aleister Black and Buddy Murphy could have beat the jobbers up, like, for another minute or so. And then had their own, still had their thing in there. There's a way to fill time. They just didn't care.
Well, Ceizar, we both need to apply for a job so we can tell them how to do it. Because we know how to do it, all right? We're the mega pounders for cheese, son.
Yeah, son. I'll be up in there writing shit all fucking day.
Well, we come to the Jake's favorite part of Raw. Eric Rowan speaking into the little cage of mystery.
Oh, yeah.
We get Street Profits, then, for some reason, another filler segment cutting a backstage promo about the Bob Lashley bachelor party. And they comment on Eric's, like, what's in his damn cage. It was kind of pointless, time filler, like I said. They are entertaining, but didn't really necessarily need to happen. We come back from the commercial break. We get Eric Rowan versus jobber Travis Horn. Now, what was unique about this squash match was that Travis had an ace up his sleeve. Or should I say, a cane in his trunks. He busts out a candy cane, gives it to Rowan, slowly backs away like Rowan is a serial killer. He then gets out of the ring and makes a fatal mistake of trying to shove 8 candy canes in his little mystery cage, which sets Rowan off, of course. Rowan beats the motherfuck out of him and murders him, basically, and wins. What did you think about this quick little Eric Rowan match?
They're just finding new ways to do the job to people. It's fine until when he's going to get sick of it, probably, and then he's going to have to fight somebody real. And I have a feeling his first real feud is probably going to be somebody small, and then it'll be fucking Drew McIntyre or some shit, because he'll just be standing around waiting to get in the main event scene where he should be.
Well,
Brock's not around.
Like you said, this is time filler. This is. It seems like Rowan's in limbo right now. They're like, well, he's a weird guy. He has a cage. It's mystery. We'll wait. We'll put off what's in the cage and whoever he feuds with in the future. But for now, he's a good 10-minute time killer. Let's just keep stretching this out until fans boo the shit out of him.
Pretty much.
And plus, they heard the Steel Row after party. They're like, you know what? It pisses Jake off. It creates good content for the Steel Row after party. We'll just stretch this out a little longer.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you do anything to piss Jake off.
At the top of the ramp, Rowan does feed whatever's in there a candy cane, by the way. That's how they close out that segment.
Yeah.
We get the closing segment of the R-Truth Santa Tozawa story. Truth gets his title back finally. Santa says, you guys are fighting on Christmas. You're both going to get cold. The ref says, fuck this. It's too cold out here. I've been out here too long. I give up. Truth and Tozawa eventually say, yeah, well, there's no ref. You want to go hang out? And they're like, yeah, okay. So that's how they close out that segment. I thought that was funny that the ref finally blew up at them and said, this is crazy.
Yeah, of course. You got sick of running around New York all day.
Well,
so the Reds truly have the power of the 24/7 championship.
That's true.
They didn't give a fuck. Nobody could get pinned.
That's true. They should be fucking. They should have got the ref in Secret Santa and buttered him up or something.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, after this, Rusev comes out. Very happy Rusev. He's showing off fan sign support for him. We come back from commercial. Rusev cuts a promo saying, "You know what? Who cares? Lana's wedding day is going to be on Rusev Day anyway. I'm happy." And he said like the biggest blow he can give to Bobby Lashley is letting Lana marry him. That's how he can get his ultimate revenge.
Doesn't have to pay alimony.
Does that end the story? Are we done, or do you think Rusev's going to interrupt the wedding next week?
Of course he's going to interrupt the wedding.
God, they just can't let this go, can they? They just got to keep perpetuating it.
The only way it seems more funny to me is if, I don't know, see, Bobby Lashley's not feuding with anybody else. If he's feuding with somebody else, that guy would try to interrupt the wedding, and then Rusev would come up and beat that guy up because he doesn't want to pay a lot of alimony anymore. So he's like, no, I got this. Y'all keep getting fucking married. I don't give two shits. Like, that's the only way they can spin this and then end it.
Right before Lashley says "I do," the pastor says, "Does anybody what did he say? Does anyone have objection to where these two should get married?" Guess who comes out? Leo Rush. Bobby, what the hell, man? What the hell? I thought we had something here, man. What the hell? And then Lana goes, "Shut up!" And then that can add another wrinkle to that stupid story.
Yeah, but it could. He could be like, man, I wasn't even invited to the bachelor party. This is some bullshit. All right, I'll give you that. That shit could be good.
Well, we get a quick squash match. Rusev takes on No Way Jose. It was unclear who the heel was supposed to be. I don't know if this was face on face, but, you know, Rusev having them angry faces kind of made him look like the heel. But after Rusev won, he picked up No Way Jose. He's like, oh, it's fine. He goes out. He dances with the fucking conga line. The chicks in the conga line are all kissing up on him and shit. So, another time killer segment.
Yep.
We get Seth Rollins interviewed again. Seth Rollins needs to stop getting interviewed because that's when I hit mute. Even if he's heel.
I disagree with that because that's more TV time for Charlie, and I'm always about TV time for Charlie.
Well,
I'm hitting mute.
Ceizar, Charlie is eye candy. She's not sound candy.
No, I said I'm hitting mute, but she can interview him every goddamn segment. I'm gonna be awake for that.
I got a tangent here. Charlie over the summertime had some Instagram videos, and one of them showed her butt crack, which is pretty damn hot. Charlie is a smoking hot chick, man. I hope she stays around for a long time.
Yes, sir. Captain Kelly was always like number one, but when Charlie started coming around, I was like, look at this thickness, girl.
So
I don't know.
So for the main event, I kind of had high hopes. I was like, okay, Rey Mysterio, Seth Rollins, first time ever. These two can go. Rey Mysterio does do the same stuff over and over, but when he has someone as good as Seth to work off of, it's going to be good. My hopes were up. Rollins, he was wrestling with a broken finger. I was a little nervous about that. But they did put on a hell of a match. During the match, there's another little thing I noticed. They said that Kevin Owens was taken to a hospital. They actually said hospital. Jerry Lawler and Samoa Joe both said it. Did you catch that?
No, I did not catch that.
They always say local medical facility. This was the first time ever I heard them say hospital.
So normally it's commentators and not, Jerry's been out of the game for a bit and Samoa Joe's a wrestler. So you think that was maybe a slip up by them too?
Oh yeah, that makes total sense. You're right.
Because Jerry and JR used to say fucking hospital back in the day.
Yeah.
So that's what they're used to. And Samoa Joe was just filling in so he's better. So.
And listening to King's commentary over the past couple months, it does sound like he's getting dementia. So I guess he gets a pass for that. And Samoa Joe can beat the shit out of you, so he gets a pass for that too.
Yeah, I ain't mad at that.
Well, Rollins was taking it to Mysterio pretty good. And Ray hits he does have a new move. Ray hits a sunset flip wall bomb to Rollins on the outside of the ring.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I know how Zenka hates Rey Mysterio.
Yes.
I think, but I mean, yeah, he does do all the same shit. But I was liking when he brought this like floor slide thing back, and I must say that wall bomb shit is actually pretty cool.
It's pretty entertaining. I liked it a lot. However, my hopes and dreams are ruined because, like I said, hashtag predictable WWE, the AOP ruined the match and murdered the fuck out of Rey Mysterio. So I'm looking at the clock and I'm like, okay, this is how it ends. Should I just stop it now? I have to go to the bathroom. This is exactly what would have happened. I should have known better. But then a miracle happens. They want to further punish Rey Mysterio. But in order to do that, in order to put Rey Mysterio through the commentary table, they need everybody to clear out. But guess who's not clearing out?
Bad man named Samoa Joe.
That badass motherfucker said, if I move, if I get up, it's your asses.
Yeah.
That was very entertaining. I was getting goosebumps. I was like, oh my God, is he back? Is he going to do it? And then I noticed, oh yeah, he's not wearing the cast no more. Samoa Joe, is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? And then the miracle happened. Of course, Seth Rollins plays off like they weren't. And then like a mob boss, he goes, finish him. And then AOP jumps Samoa Joe. Joe's throwing lefts and rights, trying to hang in there. But ultimately, they get the best out of Joe. They put his big ass through a table. But the best part of Monday Night Raw were those last 4 minutes where we get a returning Samoa Joe next week. Please, Jesus.
Oh, my. That'd be a Christmas miracle. And that's the only thing I need in my life right now. I need Samoa Joe to come back. Run wreck shit, come back, fuck everybody up. And then hopefully this time can fight Brock for the title or something and get that shit back on TV.
I know that Samoa Joe is old and they probably don't want to put too much on his shoulders, but if he doesn't get at least one fucking title run, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah, exactly. He deserves one run.
Well, we finally made it. Ceizar, we got through Raw and SmackDown. Now we know what Jake and Zanka have to go through.
Well, more like Jake, because Zanka's halfway clocked out.
Yeah, he's staring at shiny things on Jake's desk, and Jake's trying his best to work through the whole fucking show. But now it's time for Mangria's Jake's Joke of the Week. Ceizar, hookers don't fart. They let out little prostitutes. You get it?
I cracked a smile.
I had to do that for Jake, man. It's your Christmas present, Jake. Merry Christmas. But now, Ceizar, it is your segment.
Oh, shit. Here we go.
Of course, there's a YouTube ad when I'm trying to play your song. But let me just tell you what the subject is. The subject is, do black people care about mistletoe? Okay, hold on. Let me, here we go. And now, ladies and gentlemen, hail Ceizar.
What's up? This is your boy Julius _Ceizar. And Mangria has asked me, do black people care about mistletoe? Fuck no, we don't care about mistletoe. What am I do with some mistletoe? You gotta kiss me under some mistletoe? Especially now with these crazy ass bitches out here fitting to fucking put you in court because you trying to grab them by the pussy because you think you Donald Trump or some shit, and now you want to try to make somebody make out under a goddamn rope and berry shit? Get the fuck out of here. Look, I'm coming over to your house. I want some ham. I want some turkey. I want some mashed potatoes. I want them rolls, a slice of cake, and I want a backup plate because I ain't fucking making plates when I go back to work. Here's your gift, bitch. It's socks. I'm out. I'll let your boy in the comments.
Nice. Oh, man. Okay, well, it's our turn. We need to tackle Facebook questions. Man, I'm sick, so it's fucking with my throat big time. Okay, here we go. First, we get our boy Sticks Adam. Adam Hagen asks, all right, since we're in since we're in prime party season, what's the best party you guys have been to? Doesn't have to be a Christmas party.
Jeez, that's the best party I ever went to.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. Dumbass was probably blacked out for that shit. That's how I knew it was good.
That's how you know it was the best party.
Yeah, I do. I have told this story. I once went out. It was like a Friendsgiving kind of thing. We all went out. We made food. We got drunk. We hit the streets. A friend of ours was DJing. I'm talking about we all blacked out. Somehow I woke up at my friend's house next to a stop sign.
What the fuck?
I don't know where the stop sign came from. I could not figure it out. We drove around neighborhoods looking for missing stop signs.
Jesus.
I still got that shit in my fucking shed from like 12 years ago.
Hey,
so I'm calling that one of the greats.
Hey, man, not only do you have a story, you got a fucking trophy from the best party of your life.
Exactly.
I can't really answer this. I'm a fucking square, dude. I don't do anything. The only Christmas parties I attend are my work Christmas parties. And family. Like, I haven't been to really good parties. I've been to concerts, but not parties. So sorry, Sticks Adam. Hashtag spending Christmas Eve with Mangria and Ceizar.
Yeah.
Hashtag you guys are better hosts than Jake. Hashtag after party hangover. Hashtag APPW. Hashtag hail Ceizar. Hashtag and new. Hashtag Jake didn't want to do a Christmas pod because he dressed as Santa diddling kids at the mall right now.
Facts.
Hashtag ho ho ho. Hashtag Merry Christmas SRAP Army. Speaking of Jake, we got a question here from a Jake Travers.
Whoa. Hold up. Is everybody else a top fan who asked the question?
Oh, my, that's right. You're right. Adam Hagen, top fan. There we go.
Yeah.
Jake Travers is not a top fan. What the fuck, Jake?
So, since we're running the show, I don't want to answer a question from not a top fan. I'm a top fan.
You know what?
The self-proclaimed number one host can eat a dick. I'm running his show.
As per, I will obey Ceizar, and sorry, non-top fan. Oh, you know what? Tryon's not a top fan either, so I guess we better...
All right.
Okay, hold on. Yeah.
This question.
We'll edit this out.
But I'm making hashtags, and I don't want to hear his hashtags then.
Okay, Jake, sorry, no hashtag.
Just because I read them.
Oh, you did? I haven't read them. My, how tables have turned. So, fellas, if you could be any video game character, who would you choose and why? Bonus question: if you could live in any TV show, movie universe, which would it be?
Ooh, ain't this motherfucker taking two on my show? Ain't he taking two?
Taking advantage of us, Ceizar. He thinks it's Christmas era day.
Give somebody an inch, and he's got a micro penis, so never mind.
It's not even an inch.
Not even an inch. So I don't know how he's taking a mile. But he said live in any video game. Is that the first one?
Yeah, if you could live in any video game character's universe, what would you choose and why?
Damn, it's a lot of fucking video game shit.
I got an answer immediately. Grand Theft Auto, dude. You can do whatever the fuck you want. You can fuck bitches. You can run over people. And Zanka can live out his fantasy and punch as many old bitches as he wants.
You're right. Yeah, it's got to be GTA or games like that, like Saints Row or something like that. Where, you can just blow up shit. Watching the new Saints Row, you get superpowers. So, I'm going to take that one.
TV movie show universe, I gotta go Scott Pilgrim versus the World because that's my favorite movie of all time, but I am a huge nerd. What would you choose, movie or TV show universe?
Scott Pilgrim's such a good answer. Those comic books were amazing. All right, TV, TV show universe. I honestly have no clue. I would literally have to go through all the fucking TV shows I watch, which are a lot because my DVR is always 80% full.
Well, should we do his hashtags or no?
You can read his hashtags. I was just fucking with it.
Hashtag, look, I can do hashtags too. Sorry, hashtag harder than it looks. Hashtag, which is also what I say about my micro penis.
Nice.
Hashtag, good luck, boys. Hashtag, Jake is #1 host of the decade. Alrighty. Hashtag, no, actually, the millennium. Hashtag, Mangria's proud butthole. Hashtag, Mangria's proud butthole sound effects. I don't know. Hashtag, hashtag, Ceizar's salad tossing. Oh, shit.
Okay, see?
Hashtag, it isn't easy as it looks from the outside. Hashtag, nincompoop party. Hashtag, no matter what, this hangover will only be hashtag decent at best. Alrighty, Matt, try on. Since Jake's not here, does that mean Facebook questions won't suck this week? Shit. I hope not. I hope we're doing a good job. Trying to give it justice here.
I mean, the questions could suck, but the answers are going to be awesome.
Exactly. We bring it, son.
Yeah, we bring it, son. You won't know this.
Hashtag just kidding. Hashtag we love you, Jake. Hashtag decent podcast. Hashtag we got one. Hashtag may your Christmas be. Hashtag decent at best. Oh, we got a top fan. We got a top fan. Top fan, Matthew Haslach. I've interviewed him. I can't believe I can't say his name. Merry Christmas Eve. But today is also National Eggnog Day. Since only weirdos drink this stuff without alcohol, what is your preferred liquor to mix with eggnog? My go-to is Sailor Jerry Rum.
Maker's Mark.
Well, I gotta be the weirdo here. You know what I did? A couple years ago, I put mudslide in my eggnog. Let's just say it was a very thick alcoholic milkshake.
Nice.
I probably wouldn't do it again, but that's what I did. Other than that, I've never used brandy or anything else. You recommend Maker's Mark?
Maker's Mark, yeah. We always use it with bourbon around the house.
Well, shit, I gotta do that. You know what you're talking about, man. I've seen your Instagram stories. You know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, my stepdad makes it way too boozy, so you got to find like the right amount per eggnog because we make it from scratch.
Yeah.
So if you find the right perfect amount of bourbon, makes it really, really delicious.
Well, that's it. That was the Facebook questions.
Oh, yeah, sounds good.
So now, you want answers?
I want the truth.
You can't handle the truth. Okay, here is Zenka's favorite segment of the week.
I didn't know who was going to say it.
Sorry. I'm going to let you take the reins. I'll give you a 5-second burst there so you can say it. First up, Matthew JH 138. That's the guy who just asked a Facebook question.
Cool.
Who wins in this dream match? The athletic blue chipper 2002 Brock Lesnar versus the dominant streak-ending 2014 Brock Lesnar. What say you, Tryon? Not Tryon. Ceizar.
Streak-ending Brock. He's like bigger. Somehow he's bigger, he's meaner, and he's already won the UFC belt, so he's nastier.
That's true, but if you remember, Brock Lesnar from back in the day could do the shooting star press. Horribly, but he could still do it.
He could, but Brock from today only lays on his back after he gets kicked in the dick. And I don't know if young Brock is going to kick old Brock in the dick or not. So,
you know what? I'll side with you. The dominant streak-ending Brock, he can murder everybody because he doesn't lose that often nowadays.
No, yeah, I mean, the only time he lays down is after getting hit in the dick or when he slaps you with an F5. Like, that's the only time his back is on the mat, so that's the only time the other one could do the shooting star press.
Taking that
So-
dick hit.
Yeah.
Oh, we got an after party Jake here.
Oh shit.
If you could remake any older video game with beefed up graphics, which one would you pick? Mine would be Alundra for the PS1. He's into video games, I've noticed.
I've noticed. Legend of Dragoon on PS1.
Oh shit, dude, hell yeah. I love that game.
I've been thinking about that shit since they remade Final Fantasy VII on like the 4. I was like, yo, if they make fucking Legend of Dragoon, I'm fucking buying it.
I've noticed they've remade all of my favorite video games. Like my favorite one of all time is Final Fantasy VII, and they remade it. So it's like it was slim pickings in my brain, but I did come up with one. Ceizar, do you remember Dino Crisis?
Yeah, I remember Dino Crisis.
It was a dinosaur survival horror game.
Oh yeah.
It was half creepy, half funny because the fucking dinosaurs were like supposed to be the zombies of the game and shit, but they did have some freaky creatures in it.
Oh yeah. Oh fuck, I haven't thought about that shit in years.
That was the first one that popped into my head after Final Fantasy VII, but they remade it already.
Yeah.
Hashtag, haha, I'm on Instagram too. Hashtag, now you will know how much this sucks. Hashtag, I hope you flub some of these hashtags. Fucking prick. Hashtag.
I told you not to read them. I told you not to read them.
Hey man, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. It's Christmas. No. Okay, like a hashtag, like a true mega pounder, I could really go for some pizza rolls right now. Hashtag, I blew my hashtag load on the Facebook questions. Hashtag, or did I? Hashtag revenge. You dick. Hashtag.
Told you.
Hashtag happy Christmas. Happy Christmas Eve hangover special. Hashtag I hope Santa brings you both hookers and blow for Christmas.
Hookers and blow.
Hashtag happy Hanukkah for the Jews. Hashtag Merry and or Happy Kwanzaa for whoever celebrates that.
I was about to say, don't be racist, Jake. What's the quad?
Hashtag I'm uncultured and still am not sure what Kwanzaa is. Ceizar, would you like to shine a light on this?
I don't know what that shit is. Some black people. I don't know.
All right, get ready. The Great Bretsky, 99.
99!
Yowie wowie. Vince McMahon brought out a certain pornographic company. Hold on, let me restart that. I flubbed it already. Vince McMahon bought out a certain pornographic company. Now that I'm 18, I can legally know about them. And is bringing a WWE spinoff to a Pornhub near you. He bought out and now owns Casting Couch. But the new set is the Firefly Funhouse.
Okay.
What two superstars are starring in your ideal Funhouse couch? What role do the puppets have in the film?
My casting couch? I get to have a casting couch?
Yes, Ceizar's casting couch. What superstars would you have in your Funhouse casting couch porn?
It ain't gonna be two.
Oh.
All right, I'm having the new diva search with all them bitches, and I'm trying them out one by one till I damn die.
What are the puppets?
All right, the puppets. The puppets are the judges to see who gets to move on to the next rounds.
So after you're done crumbing, they hold up cards?
Yeah, they hold up cards, giving the girls performance. They got to act. They got to come in looking sexy, try to hit me with a wrestling move while we're banging. And then, then I'm crumbing them. And then the puppets give their rating and their little speeches. Oh, hey, I like the way she sucks a mean cock. Shit like that. And then, they get points and they move on to the next round. And the winner gets to keep their job and not have to bang me anymore. And the rest of the losers have to keep banging me.
Well, plus
the next one.
You can have Huskus eating out Naya's chili hole.
Yeah, that's what he's doing all day, every day. In the corner, just going ham. He just holds up his card and, he's like, 9. And then, keeps it moving.
Hashtag Ceizar is Mary's baby's daddy. Hashtag Mangria is Christmas. Hashtag because I'm Jewish, this isn't sacrilegious. Hashtag if Jake is Santa, stay away from his lap, kids. Savage Alpha Foxtrot. Choose how you die. Run over by Santa's sleigh. Baked into gingerbread and eaten by the fiend. Or crushed by the immense weight of Jake's sadness.
Fuck that last one.
That's too much, man.
Way too much, man. Way to bring down the mood.
Not only would it kill you, it would send you to hell. That's how heavy it is.
Yeah, but you would also be sad, then die, then end up in hell, and you'd be sad again.
Exactly.
All right, what were the first two options?
It was
gingerbread.
Run over by Santa's sleigh or baked into gingerbread and eaten by the fiend.
I'm going to take the sleigh because I'm pretty sure if I saw it coming like some old shit, I can probably fire it off on my Instagram story live. And at least I'll get some views when I go out and prove Santa's real. I'm going to take sleigh.
I'm all for that as well. Santa's sleigh sounds like the least worst one because if you're baked into gingerbread and you see the fiend eating your dick, that'd be bad times.
That's just weird. That's just weird. Maybe Santa has a miracle in bringing me back to life.
Maybe, but imagine if we chose Jake's sadness.
Fuck that.
GKeep01.
Halfway depressed thinking about it.
GKeep01.
Build your perfect woman.
Choose from Jake, Zanka, and Otis.
Ugh, yeah.
Is that really a woman?
That's not even close to. All right. We got to think about this logically. Jake is a bottom. So we got to pick Jake's head because he knows he's a bottom. Because if we pick Zanka's head or Otis's head, they're going to want to be a top.
Well, plus if we pick Zanka's head, he's going to be cursing at us the whole time.
The whole time and shit. I ain't got time for that. It's going to give me performance anxiety.
He's like, get your dick up, asshole.
Yeah. Why is this shit not hard, you prick? Here, I got this. Nah, man, hold on. Time out. This is my perfect woman.
Don't forget about my chili hole.
That's what I'm saying. So, we got to go Jake's head.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. Do you want to have Zanka's bottom or Otis's bottom?
Oh, man. Jake has the titties, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Otis, he doesn't necessarily have titties. He's got the torso. You know what? Okay. Otis has kind eyes. I want kind eyes looking at me as I'm plowing them. Jake's got the titties, so we need the titties. Zanka's bottom half, it's got to be... it can absorb a ton of damage, like Terry Funk. So we got to take Zanka's butthole, Otis's face, Jake's titties.
I can work with that. And then if you're tired of looking at the eyes, you just throw some ham, and it'll go focus on that.
He'll tongue fuck that ham as you tongue fuck his ass.
That's what. All right, we figured it out. Simple math.
Hashtag old people suck. I agree. Hashtag decenter pod. Oh, we got an upgrade.
Oh, upgrade.
Cynic _ chaos. It's a fatal 4-way. Santa Claus, Vince Russo booking Jingle Balls on a pole match. Oh, great. First we have JBL in one corner, Mick Foley in another, Mark Henry is the third, and lastly, here to get his opportunity, it's Cynic Chaos, making his WWE debut. There's a lot of special guests, including Timekeeper CBG, who's invisible, Special Enforcer to make sure nothing goes astray, Mr. Fuji, and a last-minute special guest referee, Jeff Crumb, the Weatherman. How does this match go down, and who wins the Jingle Balls in the end?
All right, so how does the match end? Are we doing pitting, or are we doing whoever grabs the Jingle Balls off the rope?
I believe it's a Jingle Balls on a pole match. I don't know if that's a weapon, or is that the Money in the Bank? We'll go with the...
I want to say it's a weapon. The person who gets it gets to use it.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. So it's not an elimination. First pin wins, correct?
Yes.
All right. So I want to say the match starts out as usual 4-way crap, blah, blah, blah. JBL obviously is going to try to cheat. He gets the salt in the eye from Fuji. As soon as he gets the salt, Mark Henry's fat ass is throwing Cynic Chaos outside. Mick Foley gets the pole. He beats JBL. He Russian leg sweep Mark Henry with the pole on his neck. And then Cynic _ Chaos does some sneaky shit to Mick Foley. Fuji catches him, salts in his eye. Foley grabs the pole again, beats Cynic Chaos to a pulp, puts the fingers down his throat. 1, 2, 3. Cynic Chaos gets pinned by Mick Foley in the pole match.
Interesting outcome. However, Ceizar, I've seen Cynic Chaos. I've seen what he can do in the ring. I've seen the man who absorbs damage and still keeps coming back. Because you got to remember, he didn't specify which Mick Foley. So in my brain, I'm thinking the Mick Foley of today who's all rickety. So the match starts out with JBL beating down Mark Henry. They're having a pretty good back and forth in the corner, while Cynic Chaos beats the living fuck out of Mick Foley, who's a broken down man. While JBL and Mark Henry are fighting, Cynic Chaos climbs the pole. Cynic Chaos gets the jingle balls, and then Cynic Chaos uses those jingle balls like nunchucks and beats the fuck out of all three of them. As Cynic Chaos goes for the pin, Fuji's about to throw salt in Cynic's face. Cynic ducks, hits JBL in the eyes. Cynic pins JBL instead for the win. Cynic Chaos is the Jingle Balls champion.
True, he didn't specify. I'm thinking more Mankind Mick Foley. You were thinking old decrepit Mick Foley.
In your scenario, it's the legends in their primes. In my scenario, it's them of today. Even JBL, he looks kind of rickety today. So with the old man arthritis taking over all three of them, in my scenario, I got to give it up for Jason Atlas, a.k.a. Cynic _ Chaos.
Funny story, we did both pick JBL getting salt in the eye.
Yeah, that's true. And we didn't even mention Jeff Crum. Like, he's just standing there for the 3 count, I guess.
Yeah, he's just there talking.
He's there for appearance and autographs with the kids.
Yeah, of course. And he's writing Crum on everything.
# opportunity. # vicious and delicious. # ham slam sand. Oh, wait. What? Ham? Oh, ham slamwich. Damn, that's a good one. # Cesaro has more heat than the sun. # what a monster. # justice for Otis. # Jeff Crum for president. # words are hard. Yes, they are. # suck it, Jake. # Merry Christmas, SRAP Army. # Jake is on the naughty list for life. # Zanka's clinch butthole. # Cynic Mafia. # I got one. # Mr. Tryon, which is a reference to the Hangover Wednesday review show I did with Tryon. Tryon left us, Ceizar. He left us and joined the Cynic Mafia. I see how it is. I see how it is, Tryon.
All right. I mean, he can join. That's fine. That is fine.
But when Tryon gets inducted to the Hall of Fame, is it going to be a Mega Pounders with cheese or a Cynic Mafia ring?
Wait, was Tryon? I thought it was only 4 Mega Pounders. Was there 5?
No, we were going to recruit him, but we're still reviewing his application.
Yeah, all right. Well, we need to crash it.
# I think I need to recruit a cruiserweight next. # what do you say, Great Bretsky? 99!
99!
# we will protect you from Jake. # he can't hurt you anymore. # show us on the doll where he touched you. # even on Christmas, you mean even on Christmas, you, me, and Gene Snitsky will always be decent at best. # look out, baby Jesus, Snitsky. What? # look out, baby Jesus. Snitsky, it is punting. Oh, it's punting season. I fucked that up. I'm sorry, Cynic. Words are hard.
Oh, Jake is somewhere rolling.
Francois Moussoir. A certain studio hit you up to make a video game on the Steel Real After Party podcast. What's the main objective of the game? What happens when you win as Jake? What happens when you win as Zanka? What Hall of Famers do you unlock? And what is the slogan? This is all you, Ceizar.
So it's a video game using everybody.
What's the objective of the game?
All right, I'm going easy. I love RPG games. So you collect all the famers on the way, and you have to defeat Linda Bush, obviously, and her right-hand man, Jeff Bob Lars. CBG is like a super, super hidden, unlockable character who's like badass as fuck. But like he's super hard to get. You have to like do some shit by a certain amount of time. Which Hall of Famers do I choose? What happens when you win is Jake?
Yeah.
All right, so if Jake gets the last blow in the game, then you get Jake's ending. So depending on who you use can have different endings. I'm not going to go through a bunch of these.
Yeah, just do Jake and Zanka.
All right, so if you kill Linda's Bush as Jake, which would be very, 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 very hard to do. I guess all the magic comes back to the land, and Jake gets a 3.5-inch penis, and he goes home living his shitty life. Everybody goes to bed.
Jake wins. Jake wins the will to live.
Yeah, that's it. He was just along for the ride. If you witness Zanka, his band like super takes off, gets a crazy deal, becomes the best band in the world. He lives an awesome life with hookers and blow and everything he knows, and other shit for other people. Whatever they want, they can write in on the comments, and I'll read it later.
Whatever. Okay, Zanka. Whenever he defeats Linda's Bush, we think the game's over, but Zanka gets a reward, right? So
yeah,
Linda's Bush is gone. He slayed the bush. 2 doors open behind Linda's Bush. There is Jake crucified on the cross and a machine gun laying at his feet. Zanka picks up the machine gun and says, "Merry Christmas, motherfucker. I'm the #1 host." Murders Jake. That's his reward. His bonus reward, if he finishes it in under an hour, is he gets to fuck Alexa Bliss.
Forever.
Forever and ever and ever. Whatever Holy wants for all of times.
Damn, that's good shit. That's just good shit.
Hashtag out of hashtags today. Thank you, Franco. Sticks Adam. Keeping with the holiday season, what's the best and worst gift you have ever gotten? Ceizar.
Worst gift I have ever gotten. I don't know. I'm pretty funny about Christmas. Usually if there's a gift, I tell them to leave a receipt and I'll just take it back and buy what I want. I'm a dick. Best gift ever. It definitely had to be like when I was a kid and I got like a 64 or something. It was a Super Nintendo. I got a Super Nintendo back in the day.
Yeah.
As a Christmas gift with a bunch of with like 3 or 4 games with it. So I played on that thing for like a week till I had to go back to school.
My best gift, like you said, as a child, of course, I was obsessed with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and my entire family knew that. So my mom bought me a life-size stuffed Raphael because he was my favorite Ninja Turtle, and I would have wrestling matches with that motherfucker every day, throwing elbows, fucking doing the Hogan leg drop, the sharpshooter. It was a blast.
I'm a Michelangelo fan myself.
How dare you?
What?
Well, the worst gift...
I didn't say Leonardo. I didn't say Leonardo.
The worst gift, I really feel bad for saying this, but nobody I know listens to this, so I'm going to say it. The worst gift I ever got on Christmas was when Stone Cold was huge back in the day. They branded everything. There was probably Stone Cold Chonies and Stone Cold toothpaste.
Yeah.
But we had a store here called Big Lots. And Big Lots had this really shitty Stone Cold Steve Austin door greeter. It was motion. It could sense motion. So when you walked up to the door and knocked on the door, what it basically was like an alabaster porcelain-like portrait of Stone Cold. It was 3D, though, so it would protrude out. Its eyes would follow you. And when you knock, it goes, "Who's knocking on my door? 'Cause Stone Cold said so." Like, it was just the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. And I can't imagine anyone actually really used that, but I put it back in my closet because it terrified the fuck out of me, the way they made his face look.
Awesome.
Hashtag After Party Hangover Christmas Eve Party Edition.
Yeah, buddy.
Hashtag Mangria and Ceizar claws are coming to town.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag World Order. Hashtag Hey kids, don't sit on Santa Jake's lap. I sense a theme. Hashtag
Oh, yeah.
Someone check the ages of Santa's Jake's elves. Hashtag because they're all kids and are his sex slaves.
God.
Hashtag plus elves don't wear gimp masks.
I'm so mad I didn't get in on this week.
Hashtag APPW. Hashtag hope everyone's Christmas is decent. Goddamn, Sticks Adam, you nailed it.
Yeah.
Hashtag Peter Wayne Kent. Who would?
Serial killer.
That's right. Who would win in a fatal four-way? Ed Gein versus his movie counterparts Leatherface, Norman Bates, or Buffalo Bill. Do you know who Ed Gein is?
No.
I had to look him up as well because I asked my wife. She didn't know either. Ed Gein is the Butcher of Plainfield. And as I was reading this motherfucker's Wikipedia, I kind of got an upset stomach because of what this fucker did. He horribly murdered people. He kept their skulls as bowls. He dressed a chick up as a deer, shot her with a hunting rifle, and then mutilated her corpse like you would a deer. Like decapitating her and all kinds of shit, hung her upside down. It was some brutal shit.
What the fuck?
Taking on Leatherface, Norman Bates, or Buffalo Bill. I gotta go Leatherface because Ed Gein, he was mentally unstable, but he had to sneak up on people to do stuff. Leatherface just comes at you with a fucking chainsaw and saws your face off.
Yeah, I'd have to go Leatherface as well. That motherfucker was nuts.
And what's Norman Bates gonna do? Just stare at you creepy until you go into the basement and see his dead mom?
That's what I'm saying, yeah. Shit.
And Buffalo Bill, he keeps women in his fucking dungeon from Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, he can't be no man. He's fighting 3 other dudes.
Leatherface, he just comes with a chainsaw. He gets the upper hand. Leatherface for the win.
Oh, yeah, put him over.
Hashtag Taven rules. Hashtag hope I'm not late to the after party. Nope, you made it, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. _ Tryon.
Got one.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. Given that it is Christmas time, I want you guys to put on your booking hats and book the main event of the greatest pay-per-view of all time, December to Dismember. Rebook the Extreme Elimination Chamber main event with 6 members of the SRAP Army. Since Jake and Zanka aren't here to complain about it this week, I'm about to drop some hashtags. We'll get to that later, but December to Dismember. Who are you picking from the SRAP Army to fuck each other up?
December to Dismember. All right. So we got to go 6, right?
Yes, and it's the Extreme Elimination Chamber.
Oh, shit. Well, you always got to start off with a nice old cruiserweight who can keep the action fast, so we got to go with Bretsky. You know what? Instead of Chaos already had a match, so let's throw him back in there. Well, he had a match on Thursday.
Yeah, but now he's built a reputation.
Yeah, he's got to get in there. You got to go with everybody's true favorite villain, Linda's Bush.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, heavy hitters. Let's go Peter Wayne Kent, if he wants to kill somebody. I'm at 4.
Yeah.
Let's go with my man, Zake Chris. The Mega Pounders with Cheese got to be represented.
Correct.
And I got one more. I'll go with CBG, just because who doesn't like CBG? And he always has great matches.
Who comes out the winner?
I knew I should have put all those names in a randomizer and just fucking send.
Well, let me tell you this. Bretsky is the smartest of all the competitors. He might be the smallest. He might be the fastest, but that motherfucker's smart. So what Bretsky's going to do is he's going to hang back and watch everybody take each other out. He's going to just calculate. He's going to pick his moment to strike. So he might get hit by Zank Chris, or he might get hit by Peter Wayne Kent and play possum in the corner while they fight it all out. And in true heel style, this evil genius Bretsky sees Zank Chris conquer Cynic _ Chaos because, you know, Zank Chris is a make a pounder of cheese. We got to support our boy. However, Bretsky comes up from behind Zank Chris, dumps a pile of Legos on the ground, and does a schoolboy onto the Legos for the win. The Great Bretsky 99.
You know, I'm with it. I'm with it.
Hashtag decent podcast. Oh, what was that?
I said, I'm just saying I'm with it. That shit's fucking hilarious. Fucking Legos.
Hashtag decent podcast. Hashtag Tuesday night delight. Hashtag Christmas Eve Supreme Team. Hashtag decent DX. Hashtag SRAP Nut Hut. Hashtag SRAP Army. Thanks a lot, Tryon. Hashtag Linda. There's like 100 hashtags. Hashtag, hashtag Linda's Bush. Hashtag Deaf Bob Lars. Hashtag CBG. Hashtag Opportunity. Hashtag Wildcard. Hashtag Jake's Micropenis.
So small.
Hashtag Zenka's Clinch Butthole. Hashtag Zenka's Clinch Butthole sound effect. Hashtag Mangria's Bush. What? How did he know?
What?
Hashtag Ceizar's Mega Piece. You bragging online, Ceizar?
I ain't bragging online. I mean, black actors, man. We gotta stick together. I mean, you know what it is.
Well, speaking of, hashtag Black Rangers. Hashtag Black Rangers Future Tag Champs. Hashtag Mega Pounders with Cheese. Hashtag Cynic Mafia. Oh, see? He's already touting it.
Yeah, he's already stroking it, yeah.
Hashtag I know what y'all possibly thinking. Hashtag with Tryon in the Cynic Mafia and Ceizar in the Mega Pounders with Cheese. How are they supposed to coexist as the Black Rangers, a.k.a. the greatest tag team in APPW? Hashtag don't worry about it. Hashtag we got it. Hashtag we got one. Hashtag hope you all have a very Merry Christmas. Here we go. Get ready for this one. Hashtag no matter how merry your Christmas is, no matter how happy your Hanukkah is, no matter how joyful your Kwanzaa is, no matter what holiday you celebrate, I hope it is
decent at best.
Oh yeah, Andy
Jesus.
with Andrew. Oh, hold on. I messed this up. Oh, what were you saying?
I said that's the main event. That's the main event.
Andy _ with _ and _ At Julius Ceizar, I admire your drinking escapades. If you and Stone Cold were to share a Pick'em 12-pack of beer while recording a podcast, name the beers you drink. This is your expertise, Ceizar, so I'm very interested on your answer as well.
All right, so a little preview of this question. I saw that Andy had posted today. He's got some of Stone Cold's El Segundo beer that he made. So I wrote on his page earlier that, it's awesome because I've been trying to get some, but you can't find it on the East Coast yet. So I will find it. Pick 'em 12-pack. Well, I definitely will. We got to go through Stone Cold's favorites. So I'm at least going to have one of his beers. Then, I don't know, I would ask him what his favorite, brand is out of the mini beers he drank in arenas, whether it be Miller Lite, Coors Light, Bud Light, whatever cans he liked to click in the ring.
Bonus question, are you going to remember this fucking night?
No, we're going to get fucked up. I got one chance in my life to get fucked up with Stone Cold, drinking beers, talking on a podcast. I'm definitely blacking out by, the 12th beer. I might even sneak in a 13th beer.
Well, shit, you can't outdrink Stone Cold, so, it's only a given.
I'm going to try. I know I can, but I'm a goddamn try.
You can do
that's
it.
Another thing on the wall.
Bragging rights.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But no, I have plenty of beer. I collect beer from like all over the country. I got good friends that go to breweries for me. So I would grab just a bunch of stuff I think is really, really good. And then
can I put you on the spot?
Yeah, what's up?
Top 3 beers.
Top 3? Okay. Top 3. I can give you top 3 breweries because they make different beers like year round. They don't make like the same thing.
Okay.
One of them's in Brooklyn. It's Other Half Brewing. One of them is in San Diego, Modern Times. I really like their stuff. And another one in Ohio called Matt's Head. I really like their stuff.
Have you been to all these?
No. I've been to the one in New York. I've been to plenty of them in New York. I've been all up and down the East Coast. I have been out west, but it was before I could drink or got into craft beer. So now it's like another reason to go back out to visit like these places.
What was the
but
one?
I've been to Matt's Head in Ohio, and that's a dope spot.
Repeat that again. What's the name of it?
Matt's Head Brewing.
A Mad Ted?
Masthead, Masthead.
Hey, I'm writing these down. Masthead. I am going to the one in San Diego. I'll send you a picture from there.
Oh, nice. Yo, they have a dope wall with like Michael Jackson made out of Post-it notes. It's like the most ignorant thing you've ever seen.
Nice.
Almost like somebody had to take like a day to do that, like a full 24 hours.
Well, you should understand this as well as all of us alcoholics. When you drink, you get some really weird ideas.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
We have a female. Well, we have 2 females. Here's Lauren and 21. If you could choose any wrestler from any company to team up with Natty's dead dad and win the tag team titles, who would it be? So it'd basically be someone doing all the work and a rotting corpse in the corner.
Any company?
Yeah.
Well, then I'm going, selfishly, I'm going Julius _Ceizar from APP.
Dude, you're the decent champion. You can take those. You can win the tag titles.
I'm saying I had 2 belts. Well, 3 technically.
Oh, Ceizar 2 belts. We got to get that shirt, son.
So, what about yourself?
Shit. Well, I'm trying to think of it logically. I probably should be thinking of a funny answer. Because you remember Braun, he couldn't find a tag partner, so he just beat down the bar by himself.
Right, yeah.
I got to go Braun, because Braun's known for getting joke tag partners. So Natty's dead dad will just be another joke Braun partner.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Natty's dead dad's corpse can support the weight of a belt, so Braun will just be holding the 2 belts on each shoulder and dragging the coffin on his back.
Yeah, he just puts it on like a backpack and walks around.
Oh, I understand now. Hashtag wife of Cynic Chaos. Oh, shit.
Yeah. Okay.
We got the wife of Cynic Chaos before the Steel Real Boys. Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
Hashtag Kevin Owens sucks ass. What?
She's out.
Hashtag Merry Christmas. Well, Merry Christmas to you, too. Brittany Bomber, who is also a past guest on The Hangover. Who is the better Santa, Jake or Zanka?
Who's the better, Santa?
Yeah. Is she talking better gift giver because of the gifts they gave each other? Or is she talking about mall Santa?
Yeah, because if it's mall Santa, it's probably... Well, Jake's out because he wants to diddle kids, so he'd want to be a mall Santa.
I gotta go Zanka.
So, yeah. I'd have to go Zanka as mall Santa. But I don't know, man. When Jake dressed up as Halloween as Death Bob Lars, Zanka popped for that shit.
That's true.
But he didn't get him shit for his birthday.
Well, if you think about it, if Jake and Zanka were mall Santas, Jake would encourage the lap sitting, whereas Zanka would just fuck up kids all day long.
True.
He'd probably like...
Those are good people.
He would toss elves at each kid or like stun them or like stab them with candy canes, so that'd be funny. But if we're talking real like friend Santa, I think Zanka would win that one as well because Zanka comes up with creative gifts.
Yeah, so Zanka's the best Santa.
Sorry, Jake, but Zanka Claus all day.
All day.
After Party Jake commented, I'm the favorite host of all space and time. Plus, I have the build of Santa, so it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, but you're also like a pedophile, so no.
Sorry, Jake, you can't win everything.
Can't win everything, man. Can't win everything.
Well, Ceizar, we did it, buddy.
Awesome.
We fucking did it. We did a 2-hour show. Can you believe that shit?
I don't know how they do this every week.
You see what we do for the Steel Real Army? See, we care. We want to bring them content.
Anything for the people. Tag champs right here. People's host champs.
Jake and Zanka handed us the ball, and we took it all the way down the court, my brother. We are finished. Do you have any plugs you want to get out there for any breweries, any more breweries, or friends, or anything you want to shout out to?
No, just drink responsibly. Just to cover my own bases. But I don't give a shit if you don't. Because you can't sue me. You don't know who I am.
Hey, man. Let's all get drunk over the holidays and have a great time. Thank you for spending this time with me. You are my favorite guest on The Hangover. Perfect co-host for this Christmas Eve special. I hope you have a great Christmas. Happy New Year. All that good shit. To the people, thank you for listening. And as always, Ceizar, all hail Linda's Bush.